5 a.m. The alarm goes off. The room is dark. The bed is warm. And you have a choice. The choice that will determine everything. The choice that separates people who achieve their dreams from people who just dream. The choice between comfort and greatness. Hit snooze and stay comfortable. Or get up and start building the life you say you want. Most people hit snooze. Most people choose comfort. Most people let that precious morning hour slip away, and then they wonder why their life never changes, why their goals remain distant, why their dreams stay dreams. But you're not going to be most people, because today I'm going to show you why waking up early is the single most powerful habit you can develop, and how mastering your morning will transform your entire life. Let me start with a truth that nobody wants to hear. The hours between 5 and 7 a.m. are the most valuable hours of your entire day. Not because there's something magical about those hours, but because of what they represent, because of what happens when you claim them, because of who you become when you win the morning. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you're making a statement. You're declaring that your goals are more important than your comfort, that your future is more important than your sleep, that you're willing to do what others won't. You're keeping a promise to yourself, and that promise, kept every single morning, builds something that no motivational video can build: real self-trust, real discipline, real confidence. Because every morning when that alarm goes off, you're facing a test of your commitment, a test of your discipline, a test of whether you meant what you said about changing your life. Most people fail this test every single day. They told themselves they'd wake up early. The alarm goes off and they hit snooze. Broken promise, failed test, another day starting with defeat. But when you get up, when you put your feet on the floor despite everything in you wanting to stay in bed, you pass the test. You keep the promise. You start your day with a win. And that win, it creates momentum that carries you through everything else. Think about it. By the time most people are just waking up, you've already won. You've already exercised. You've already read. You've already worked on your most important goal. You've already accomplished more than most people accomplish in an entire day. That gives you confidence, power, energy, a sense of control that changes how you move through the world. But let me tell you what's really happening when you wake up early. Let me show you the science behind why this habit is so transformative. Your cortisol levels, the hormone responsible for alertness and energy, are naturally highest in the early morning. Your body is literally designed to be most effective early in the day. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, focus, creativity, and willpower, is at its absolute freshest before decision fatigue sets in. Your mind is at peak performance in the morning, before the noise, before the demands, before the 100 small decisions of the day drain your mental resources. And most people sleep through this peak performance window. They waste their best hours on sleep and then wonder why they struggle with focus and productivity the rest of the day. But successful people understand this. They understand that the morning is when they're most powerful, most focused, most capable. So they protect that time. They own that time. They use that time to move mountains while everyone else is still sleeping. Let me show you what 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. can create. 5 a.m. You wake up immediately. No snooze, no negotiation. Feet on the floor. Stand up. Walk away from the bed. First win of the day. 5:05 a.m. You hydrate. Big glass of cold water. Your body just went 8 hours without water. Wake your system up. Activate your metabolism. 5:10 a.m. to 5:40 a.m. You move your body. Push-ups, squats, a run, yoga, weight training. Doesn't matter what. Just move. Get your blood flowing. Get your energy up. Get your mind sharp. Physical discipline builds mental discipline. Every morning you force yourself to work out when you don't feel like it. You're training your brain to do hard things. That training carries over into everything else you do. 5:40 a.m. to 6:10 a.m. You feed your mind. Read 10 pages of a book that makes you better. Not fiction, not escapism, something that teaches you, challenges you, grows you. 10 pages a day is 70 pages a week, 300 pages a month, 3,600 pages a year. That's 12 books. 12 books of knowledge, wisdom, strategies, and insights that compound in your mind and make you exponentially more capable. While everyone else is scrolling social media, you're building knowledge that will change your life. 6:10 a.m. to 6:20 a.m., you visualize. Close your eyes, see yourself moving through your day with purpose, handling challenges with calm, making progress on your goals, winning. This isn't woo-woo, this is neuroscience. Your brain doesn't distinguish between vividly imagined experience and real experience. When you visualize success, you're creating neural pathways that make success more likely. 6:20 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., you plan. You identify your 3 most important tasks for the day. Not 10, not 20, 3. The 3 things that, if accomplished, will make you feel like you moved forward significantly. And here's the key. You decide which one you'll do first, the hardest one, the one you're most resistant to. That's the one you'll attack first, while your willpower is strongest. 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., you work on your most important goal, your business, your side project, your dream, whatever it is that will actually change your life. You work on it, before emails, before meetings, before anyone else needs anything from you. 30 minutes of focused work on your most important goal every single morning. That's 3.5 hours a week, 15 hours a month, 180 hours a year. 180 hours of focused work on the thing that matters most. That's how empires are built. That's how books get written. That's how businesses get started. That's how dreams become reality. And all of this transformation happens before 7 a.m., before most people even wake up.
That's the power of the early morning. That's what you're missing when you hit snooze. Now let me address what you're thinking. But I'm not a morning person. Stop. Right there. Let me tell you something you need to hear. There is no such thing as not a morning person. That's a story you've been telling yourself for so long that you started believing it's biology. It's not. It's a choice, a habit, an identity you've constructed to give yourself permission to stay comfortable. Every single person who wakes up early made a decision. They decided their goals were more important than sleep, and they kept making that decision until it became who they are. Nobody is born loving 5 a.m. Everyone who gets up that early trained themselves to do it, and you can do the exact same thing. But here's what you need to understand. The first 2 weeks will be hard. Your body will resist. Your mind will generate 1,000 excuses. You'll want to quit. Don't. Push through those 2 weeks, because after 2 weeks, something shifts. Your body starts adjusting. Your circadian rhythm starts changing. What felt impossible on day 1 starts feeling manageable by day 14. By week 3, you'll start feeling the benefits. More energy, more clarity, more accomplished, more in control. By week 4, it becomes part of who you are. You're someone who wakes up early. You're someone who owns their morning. You're someone who starts every day with intention and power. But you have to make it through those first 2 weeks. You have to push through the resistance. You have to prove to yourself that you're serious about this. And here's how you do it. Tonight, before you go to bed, you prepare. You set your alarm for 5 a.m. You put your alarm across the room so you have to stand up to turn it off. You lay out your workout clothes. You prepare everything you need for your morning routine. You eliminate every obstacle. You remove every excuse. You make it as easy as possible to succeed. And then you go to bed early. Not at midnight, not at 11. If you want to wake up at 5, you need to be asleep by 9 or 10. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is non-negotiable. You're not trying to sacrifice sleep. You're trying to redistribute your waking hours. tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off at 5 a.m., you do not think. You do not negotiate. You do not give yourself time to talk yourself out of it. Alarm goes off, feet hit the floor. Stand up, walk to the bathroom, splash cold water on your face. You're up. You're awake. You're committed. The first 30 seconds are the hardest. If you can get through those 30 seconds, if you can get your body out of bed and upright, you win. The rest becomes easier. And then you execute your morning routine. Every element, every single day, no exceptions, no negotiations. You do this for 30 days straight, 30 consecutive mornings of getting up at 5 a.m., 30 consecutive mornings of winning the first battle of the day. And I promise you, I absolutely promise you, by day 30, you will be a different person. More disciplined, more focused, more energized, more accomplished, more in control of your life. People will notice. They'll ask what changed, what you're doing differently, why you seem more powerful, more present, more purposeful. And you'll tell them the truth. I started waking up at 5 a.m. I started winning my mornings, and winning my mornings changed everything. But let me tell you what else changes when you master the early morning. You stop making excuses, because if you can wake up at 5 a.m. when you don't want to, you can do anything else that's hard. The discipline compounds. You stop procrastinating, because you've already done the hardest thing, getting out of bed, so everything else feels easier by comparison. You stop feeling behind, because you're starting your day ahead of everyone else. You have time, you have space, you have control. You stop feeling overwhelmed, because you've already accomplished your most important tasks before the chaos of the day begins. You stop doubting yourself, because you have proof, daily proof, that you can keep promises to yourself, that you can do hard things, that you're someone who follows through. The early morning doesn't just change your schedule, it changes your identity. It changes who you are. It transforms you from someone who reacts to their day into someone who creates their day. And that transformation, that's priceless. That's worth every difficult morning. That's worth the temporary discomfort of waking up before sunrise. So here's your choice, the same choice you face every single morning. Comfort or greatness, sleep or success, staying where you are or becoming who you're meant to be. Most people choose comfort. Most people hit snooze. Most people let their mornings control them, instead of controlling their mornings. But you're not most people. You're someone who's ready to change, someone who's willing to do what others won't, someone who understands that extraordinary results require extraordinary commitment. So tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., your alarm goes off and you make the choice that determines everything, the choice that separates dreamers from achievers, the choice between the person you are and the person you're becoming. Get up, own your morning, win the day. Your life is waiting. Go claim it. 5 a.m. tomorrow. No excuses. Let's go.